What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. I know what you're talking about.
Tackle.
Both of y'all's teams getting their ass kicked in the first round of the NFL playoffs.
How'd your team do?
Didn't lose. So, better than you.
Hmm.
Hey, my team's about to be coached by Mike McCarthy and quarterback by Derek Carr, okay? Not to brag, pretty awesome.
Yeah, sure.
God.
Anyways.
Hey, Mike McCarthy's a hell of a
Killed
coach.
my vibe.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, he is.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
He's got the resume of Sean
And
Payton.
what's really funny is like any Saints fan out there dogging Mike McCarthy. It's like, take a look in the mirror, bud.
I mean, okay, so you know what?
Yeah.
Y'all
You know
suck.
what?
Yeah.
We are actually going to involve Matt Flynn in actual sports talk. A very rare,
you asked what we were talking about. We were talking about
flestering
sports.
occurrence, okay? And here's your YouTube video for today. Which, by the way, guys, look, we have an OTB Saints YouTube channel, OTB LSU YouTube channel, and we now have podcast feeds for both, correct? And then we have a show podcast feed and OTB LSU and OTB Saints podcast feed. So a lot going on, but search for me if you want to check
And
it
I
out.
still don't get paid?
No.
DrinkMyHigh.com. DrinkMyHigh.com. I mean, we barely get
DrinkMyHigh.com. Oh, wait, yeah. What am I talking about? I was a Ram. My team did great. What am I talking about? That's right. That's right. I mean, I played for the Rams for, a summer
I was
and a
talking
few
about-
preseason games. So
technically, yes.
not to brag, but
Yeah.
my team's looking
It
pretty
counts.
damn good.
Yeah, I was talking about the Saints, and you knew I was talking about the Saints.
No,
so-
I forgot. I'm a Ram at heart. Always have been.
Well, if we
Bro,
count that,
you,
I mean.
you wore the helmet.
Yeah,
okay.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I understand your pain, Jake.
So you're good.
I understand your pain. I can't take my kids to my former stomping grounds,
That's right.
Can't take them to the Edward Jones Dome anymore.
Yeah. Well, you
Out there
can.
in
It's still-
SoFi.
It actually still exists.
So my
that's
team
true.
is my team.
That's true.
The Q Nasty does not.
My team did great, Buffalo.
Okay, hold on, though. We're getting distracted.
Right.
We're getting distracted.
Any other teams still in the playoffs? Is that it?
Probably.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You got a lot that you can choose from, too. I didn't think
it's
about
good. Yeah, it covers his bases.
that. So, there does appear to be a new leader in the clubhouse for the next Saints head coach. And it is your former leader, Matthew, in Mike McCarthy. So, of course, Jerry Jones a couple of days ago, after denying McCarthy the ability to interview with a couple teams, so a lot of people made a big thing about it. It doesn't really matter because now he can just interview. But McCarthy wanted more years. Jones would have given the years. They could have come to an agreement. Jerry Jones and Cowboys had to let Mike McCarthy go. According to Ross Jackson and a report on LouisianaSports.net, and really, this is kind of what Nick Underhill was intimating. It was kind of what he was hinting at last week, is that if McCarthy became available, he would likely be the Saints' top choice. Well, Ross is reporting there's a lot of chatter that Aaron Glenn actually likes the Jets job more than the Saints job. Makes sense with the pieces. And that McCarthy is now the Saints' favorite to become the next Saints head coach. And it's weird because it should be exciting, like Matt is saying, objectively just looking at the resume. It is the opposite of Dennis Allen's. And Dennis Allen, you hired one of the worst coaches of all time. Mike McCarthy has a career record of 174 and 112. That is a 608 win percentage. That is top 40 all time. That is 10th among the active coaches. Hell, even in the playoffs, he's 11 and 11. It is very hard to be 500 or better in the
win
playoffs.
11 games in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And 18 seasons.
So wait a minute. That means he coached 22 games in the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay, there you go, people.
In 18 18 seasons, he has
What are we
11
doing?
10-win seasons.
What are we even talking about?
Dennis Allen couldn't coach 22 in flag football.
But I want your opinion on McCarthy, Matt. But like after pointing out those numbers, it is kind of crazy though that most people would find the hire to be deeply unexciting, and I wonder why that is. Is it a familiarity thing? Is it maybe falling short in some of the biggest moments and him being blamed for like clock management and stuff? Is it the fact that we've seen it before? We've seen him for, I mean, I guess that's just familiarity. I'm just repeating myself. I can't exactly figure out why it is. Because you may say, oh, well, look how bad he was this year. Okay, but the 3 years before, they were the winningest team over 3 years in the regular season. The Cowboys were. Mm-hmm. So it's tough to exactly say.
He gets teams to the playoffs. Obviously, they didn't this year. but he gets teams to the playoffs. And the goal of any team is to get to the playoffs because in the NFL, anybody can win a game.
Yeah.
Anybody can win 2 games.
Once you get there,
you put your hat in the ring, you got a puncher's chance at winning it all. Now, he has fallen short. I mean, heartbreakingly, that my last season in Green Bay in 2014, we lost.
Was that the Seattle one?
Seattle game.
One of the most fascinating games I've ever seen. Seattle getting down big and then not going to the pass, continued to run the ball and kind of ran their way to a comeback, which blew my mind.
You have Marshawn?
Yeah.
That's your guy, too.
Yeah.
There's a fake onside kick somewhere in there?
No, there was an onside
or
kick.
There was an onside.
Oh, yeah.
That one of the guys on our team, backup tight end, was supposed to
not
supposed to touch the ball. He's supposed to just go hit.
This is Matt's deeper than the deepest.
Leave it to Jordy to just like catch and roll down. He decides the ball's coming at him.
Who was it? Man, I don't know. Because Raheem Moore was a safety and deeper than the deepest for me. Raheem Moore, UCLA. I'll give his whole profile.
Brandon Boston.
I remember him. Barely.
Real super great guy. You know,
I'm not a bad person. Just what are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so heartbreaking losses.
It was probably the most heartbreaking loss of ever. Anyway, McCarthy has been to NFC Championship games, won a Super Bowl. I mean,
He's got Sean Payton's resume.
I guess they look at it
but
like
a little
Sean
bit better,
Payton.
actually.
Forever, you had one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and you only won one. That's what people say. And I think if any coach,
Sean Payton,
if any coach coaches for a really long time, people are just like, bah.
Yes.
Like, what's the next? Like,
I completely agree with that.
It's like what's happening with Tomlin right now.
No, it's like Who Wants to Make a Deal, the game show, right? It's like over there you see like something that's really awesome. It's great. And over here you just see like a box, but I know this is awesome. I know this is great, but what could be in that box?
Right.
There could be something awesome in that box. Now, it could be.
It's the Family Guy logic. Lois, the mystery box should be anything. It could even be a boat.
Yeah.
He shoots me a boat in the mystery box. He's like, the mystery box, the boat's a boat. Mystery box should be anything.
Yeah.
I don't watch Family Guy, but they're on the same wavelength as I am.
Yeah, it's the exact same
thing. It could be
thing.
a pile of rocks in the box. I don't know that, but it could be awesome. Yeah. I think that's what it is with the Saints fans.
True.
Like they think over there in that box, it's Ben Johnson, it's Joe Brady, it's Aaron Glenn, it's who. We don't know what that could end up being. Now, this is great. Like we know we'll have fun with this, but maybe not as much fun with this over here. And I'm not saying that's the right logic, but I feel like that's where they're at.
Is an absolute pro. He's an absolute CEO, a leader, and he called plays forever when I was there. So an offensive-minded guy. He was like quarterback's coach when like Joe Montana and Steve Young were at the 49ers.
Damn.
So like he's got a
quarterback. He has legendary stories.
He's got like quarterback roots. Like his quarterback school is like legendary. That was in Green Bay that I went through for multiple years.
Yeah.
And
so what can he do with Derek Carr, do you think?
Well,
how could it be Spencer Rattler?
How about as a GM, you hit a draft pick in the last half of
I agree. But I'm saying I imagine
in the first round.
I imagine McCarthy will.
I think he could do a lot
probably roll with Derek Carr next season.
There's not a lot of difference between him and Dak, probably.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Taylor feels so vindicated right now.
Yeah.
I've been telling you.
McCarthy had a bad year, and they're talking about all this hot seat stuff. It's like he played with a backup quarterback all year.
And actually, at the end of the year, they were playing pretty well with Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
And
then like your star on defense is kind of like is a little distraction off the field for the middle of the season. I think there was some stuff going on with that in his podcast and stuff. But like he dealt with a lot. But like as soon as they start losing some games, he's on the hot seat because of why? Because Jerry Jones is
he's Cowboys.
He's the Cowboys coach, and I get it. They couldn't come to an agreement. I mean, Jerry Jones doesn't want to sign a long-term deal with anybody.
Right.
He's like,
I mean, he might hire Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Like to kind of tell you like the difference between having a Mike McCarthy Super Bowl winning head coach and someone who's, won 9 games at the collegiate level.
Yeah, but good Lord, Saints fans, if you don't get excited about hiring Mike McCarthy, like I guess that's why you're a Saints fan. I don't know.
Taylor, at 7:15, I put in a Jono Barnes tweet. Have you all seen the new meme format of Lizzo without a shirt, and it's like empowering, and then it's Rick Ross with a shirt, and it's like, put a shirt on. Well, it's that, but be careful what window you're dragging in there. I don't know what you're just dragging in there. But it's that, but with McCarthy and Sean Payton's resumes.
Yeah, it's
they are. In fact, look at it right there. So my eyes are bad, but can you all read the records at the bottom for the listening audience here?
Yeah, so Payton,
Taylor,
170 and 105. McCarthy, 174 and 112. NFC Championship games, McCarthy 4, Payton 3. Super Bowls, 1 apiece. NFL seasons, McCarthy 18, Payton 17.
So, like, and, Saints fans pine over Sean Payton. And honestly, it seems to have worked out for Denver.
Yeah.
Getting Sean Payton.
They're in the playoffs. Bo Nix looked awesome. I know it didn't end well, but still, that team's got more cap space than anybody in the NFL. One of only 4 teams to ever make the postseason as a team that had the least amount of salary on their roster.
I don't know, man. Matt, you're kind of getting me a little excited about Mike McCarthy.
I'll be really honest with you, too. Like, Derek Carr's shown a lot of, like, really good flashes, and I didn't, like – I think he'll do actually really well on the Mike McCarthy offense. It gives him the best chance. Mike McCarthy's offense is great. It's like it's like an old school.
Does he run a fullback?
It's got an old school like West Coast foundation to it. But a lot of new school like principles and concepts that were developed with.
Who's like his? Do you know who's like mentor is? Or like where
he was with the Niners.
That's where it came from. Like in the,
what's his name?
The Godfather. Walsh. Yeah, Joe Walsh. No, not
Bill
Walsh.
Walsh.
Bill Walsh. Joe Walsh. Who's Joe Walsh?
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh.
Isn't
Joe
that the
Walsh sounds like a real name.
So it came from like,
is that the Eagles? Yeah.
We're
Bill
talking
Walsh,
like Tom Rathman at fullback, like those West Coast offenses.
We carried 2 fullbacks.
You did, I know,
for multiple years when I was there.
Yeah, John Kuhn was awesome.
Wait, so what are we seeing?
Quinn.
So would he keep Clint Kubiak, do you think, or would he bring in his own OC? How does that work?
He would
like
be.
how does his relationship with OCs work when he is an offensive
really
mind
hard. Like it's really hard as an offensive, especially an offensive play calling head coach. I can't even remember if I don't think Mike called in Dallas, but anyway, offensive minded.
So the last 2 years when Kellen Moore was there, he did not. But when Moore moved on, he did, and we were honestly better with McCarthy as a play caller.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy was. I think when I left Green Bay, I think McCarthy gave up his play calling duties for like a year and a half. And I say a half because he took him back like halfway through.
That's kind of what happened here. They moved on from Kellen.
It's kind of hard as an offensive coach like that to keep an offensive coordinator that doesn't have like the same background terminology. I mean, if he's Kubiak, I don't even know what he is. If he's a numbers guy,
he's from a West Coast tree, but maybe not.
It might fit great.
I still can't believe like it worked with us in 07. We're going from Jimbo's offense to Gary Croton, and Gary credit to him, he tried to learn the terminology of Jimbo and his offense and do some things, but every once in a while he would go back to what Gary Croton knew, and like he loved to run out of shotgun. I'm like, if Gary calls one more shotgun run, I swear to God, I'm gonna just go back and dot the I and tell Flynn to get under center.
Yeah. And now shotgun run is all that exists.
And I hate it. As a running back,
zone read is all that exists.
Hate it.
It's the worst.
Hey, let me get my shoulders going to the sideline, and then let me try to put my foot in the ground and read this tackle.
Well, Matt, you've excited me.
You should be.
In a dark time for New Orleans Saints fan, our guy, the Mile-High man himself, Matt Flynn, we were sitting here wandering the desert, dehydrated, thirsty for any positivity, and like a beautiful, muscled up ray of sunshine, you have broken through the clouds and given me a bit of hope. Maybe McCarthy. Well, I think objectively he is the best choice. Now I kind of believe. I kind of probably also already believed it before, but it's the mystery box thing. But yeah, man, this is exciting. Maybe this ends up being really good for the New Orleans Saints. Only time will tell. But if you're not excited about Mike McCarthy, I guarantee you will not find a better reason to be excited than what Matt just laid out for you. Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the 2 guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.